son how to kill himself. Take the gun to your mouth. Then pull the trigger. All pain ends. In the gun, there are 2 bullets left. He reserved one for himself. The other, he left for his son. This is apocalypse. The earth suffered from an unknown catastrophe. Signs of life are very fragile now. People started to hunt and eat each other. The ground was filled with jewels and money. But it has no value at all. He and his son have been gone for a long time. They are going to the south. Hopefully, they can find food and find fragile opportunities to live. When they are tired, they will get inside the car and sleep for a while. The sound of another car woke up the father. He hurriedly carried his son and ran outside. In this world, very few good people survived. This group of people, obviously not good. Their car was broken. A man goes to the forest to urinate. As he was about to leave, he spotted the 2 of them. The father picked up the gun and prepared to attack. He asked a very simple question. What do you eat? We eat everything we find. He looked over at the son. Then a wicked smile. The children in their eyes are inherently valuable for nothing but food. He put his hand in his pocket. Take out a knife. He took the son hostage. There is no way. The father can only pull the trigger. He carried his son on his shoulder. Hurry to run out of there. The bandits look for them. The father pointed the gun at his son's head. If they were found out, suicide will be the lightest of liberation. Long after that, the bandits left. The father goes back to the old place, but their food was taken away. That dead robber was also eaten by the bandits. This is the world. Only if you lose your humanity, you can survive. The world is covered with darkness, not seeing the light of hope. Daddy, I want to be with my mother. Do you want to die to see your mother? His mother wanted the 2 of them to continue living. One winter night, his mother left her coat, then go out. His mother disappeared that winter night. The following days, to be alive, they need more courage than before. The father sees the house ahead. The 2 of them sneaked inside. The shoes were thrown in heaps. In the kitchen, the dishes are unwashed. Like someone else is here. Under the table, there is a lock of the secret cellar. The father used his strength to open the lock, then take the son down to find food. As expected, there is food in here. Human bones were also thrown in a pile. They are other people's food. Father covered his son's eyes with his hand. Then he turned to run. Help us. They want to lock us up in a dark room. The homeowners are returning. The father quickly pulled his son upstairs. The return group has 4 people, but the father has only 1 bullet left. There is no way to deal with these people. But he could end his son's life if they were caught. How the results are, both are clear. I'm sorry. The son cried out loud. When can I meet you? In the pantry below, everything started shaking. The 2 of them took the opportunity to flee. They hid into the bushes on the side of the road. It wasn't until dark that they started to leave. Their only food is small insects. We won't eat human flesh. Is that true? We won't eat because we are good people. The humanity in their hearts is still burning. That is the last light of humanity. They believe without humanity, human life also has no meaning. When they thought they were dying from starvation, miracles suddenly appeared. The 2 of them found a house. The landlord inside has been decomposed. He's left with only bones. They found a cellar. Inside, there are lots of delicious food. The 2 of them have a delicious meal. In this world, be able to eat full. That is the greatest kind of happiness. The 2 of them showered. The father was thin with only bones left. His life has been through many events. After that, he washed his son's hair. They start enjoying a good meal. But not for long. At night, when they are sleeping, there was a dog barking outside. Someone brought the dog here. Definitely someone out there. The 2 of them were discovered, so they had to leave. The father found a stroller. He filled it with food. They continued on their way. They met an old man on the way. After the old man saw the father and son, he thinks they are robbers. He threw the bag on the ground. The son is very honest. He wanted to share some food with the old man. The father looked at his son's expectant eyes. He agreed. The boy holds a box of food and leave it beside the old man. The old man was surprised, but also quickly grabbed the food. The three of them continued on their way together. The old man is 90 years old. His eyes were cataract, so he couldn't see everything clearly. When the father asked the old man's son, the old man joked, "I don't want to talk about that." "I don't want to mention it anyway." For his survival, the old man ate his son. The father put down the gun, expresses that he wants to kick him away. The fire in the old man's heart has been lashed out. Next morning, the old man alone went his way. The father and son continue on the road. They are not far from the sea, only about 100 kilometers left. The father discovered bloodstains. There was a group of people chasing two others. A bitter sound resounded. Father hurriedly held his son's hand to run. In this world, saving yourself is still difficult. Save others. Just a delusion. Wander for a long time. The father's health could not stand it anymore. He started gagging, even coughing up blood. The son hurriedly covered his mouth with his hand. It is difficult for him to survive. Either way, his son must survive. He is determined to be an honest man. Even if it's the last day, they must live by conscience. The father and son went to the sea. Life doesn't exist. The son started making a fire. The father found the other half of the ship at sea. Inside, there may be medicine and food. The father alone jumps into the sea. There was a man walking forward with a knife. When the father came back, eat food, clothes, all is gone. Fortunately, the son is okay. The father followed the footsteps, then hugging the son, chasing the other man. There was a man pulling the car. The father pointed the gun at him, forced him to hand over the car, and take off all the clothes. There is no way. The man can only follow. "Help me. I'm starving to death. Can you help me once, or I will die?" But the father did not agree. The son is angry. "I want you to help him. Just help." He was so scared. "I'm scared too. I'm afraid something might happen." "You say it. I'm also worried." Father and son continued to go. The other guy was nowhere to be seen. The son threw his clothes on the ground. Think again and again. He put the food down again. The two of them went to a town. An arrow flew out. It pierced the father's leg. The father held out a gun. A scream rang out. The father pulled out his gun again. He climbed up to the house. Inside is a couple. This woman's husband is already dead. The father asked the woman why she was spying on them, but the woman just said, "Obviously you're following me. After the apocalypse, they have lost faith in people. Just believe in themselves." The father in pain pulled out the arrow. Then he used pins, stapling the wound. All done. The father takes his son to the sea, but he fell. At first it was just sickness. Then he was injured. The father could not stand it anymore. "I want to be with you. I also want to be with you. But I can't anymore. I can't help but watch you leave. What should I do? Take my hand." "You said you would be with me forever." "I remember. I'm sorry." The father lies with the son. The two of them spent the last night. Next morning, the son touched his father's hand, but his hand was cold. The son knows that his father is gone forever. He looked at the sea. There is a man coming. The boy held up the gun, but he has no malice. "I think you can go with me. Do you eat human flesh?" "No, we don't eat." "So you still have honesty?" "Honesty is in the heart." "Yes, honesty is in the heart." The boy put the gun down. He leaves with the man. When he saw his family, a mother, and 2 children. There is also a dog. At the end of the world, even the dog is still there. Surely he is not a bad person. The apocalypse is not over yet. The sun just started a